Hello, Arash here, proud dad. I'm here to talk about 3 books that will help your child read. These are 3 kind of oldies, but these books are amazing for helping your child be able to predict words, to engage with them, to want to read what's next, to want them to read on their own. And I have a bonus book at the end if you stay to the end. So let's get into it.
I took one last month. I think it was last month. Switch. Clean. Dirty. They are just words, right?
The first book is called Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. So this book is a very basic book. It's basically saying A told B, B told C, and it's the letters that are kind of teaming up together. There's a few variations of this. Doesn't matter which one you do, but it's very basic to the point where a child can read it because it's just going over letters and then it's tying those into what happened. There's a problem, there's conflict, there's a resolution, and at the end, there's, everything's normal, everything's great in the world. So this is a great one for that reason. It's an oldie too. I think this is originally from 1989. So it's an old book and it's been around because it's fundamentally, it helps. It's a successful book.
One apple on top. One apple up on top. 2 apples up on top. Look, I can do it too.
Next one is Giraffes Can't Dance. So again, this is an older one, I believe, as well. There's a story in there and there's animals which are engaging, which are, kids can see, kids can relate to if they have a favorite animal, if it's a rhino or lion or tiger, whatever it is. And it's about dancing. So it's a positive book. There's conflict again as well. It's a great story and it goes through it and there's resolution at the end. And it teaches them about kindness. It teaches them about having self-esteem. And those are great things to teach at a young age. But it's illustrated great and it helps you memorize the lines to be able to read it. It's a little bit more advanced than Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, but it's a great one to at least introduce, because the way you want to do this is introduce at age, let's say 1. They're not going to be able to read it. They're not going to be able to memorize it. You read it a few times. You come back at age 2. Maybe they still can't read it. Come back at age 3. And then they're going to be able to put words together or read sentences and then read it on their own.
Wow, that is a surprise. You do know pretty. Party.
This one's a golden book. This one's amazing. This one is called The Pout Pout Fish. And the reason for this is because the repetition of the phrases in there, blub, 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 it's making unique sounds and it's saying the same thing over. I'm a pout pout fish. I'm a pout pout fish. The child is going to be able to predict it. And then if they can predict it, they're going to enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, they want to read it more. They're going to try to want to read it on their own, sound it out. They're going to want to do these on their own, which is key. At the end of it, there's a little, resolution is smooch. So you can give them a big kiss. You can say, oh, you finished the book, good job. Or how do we say the last part? And let them try to say the last part. Let them try to sound out pout pout, and then they can say the smooch, or let them give you a kiss afterwards. There's a lot of smooches in there. Again, great way of predicting, great way of trying to learn how to read, but is by helping them predict, helping them try to say what's next.
I have better things to do than drive some sleigh and delivery. Anyone?
Now this bonus book, I think this is a little bit of a newer book. This is called There's a Monster in Your Book. And the reason this is cool is because this is kind of like breaking the fourth wall, if you know what that is. But when you actually do these movements, the monster is moving and then it's moving and then it kind of falls out of your book. And then you're saying things louder and it's gone, but then it comes back. And the resolution is the monster is actually a little baby monster. It's a kind monster. It's not a scary monster. It's a friendly monster that, you can relate to, and your child might be like, hey, that's cool. Monsters aren't all that bad if they read it about it or watch it somewhere else. So it has a little positive twist to it. It's cool because it's as if you're moving the monster off the book. It's interactive. And again, it's easy enough where your child can predict it and be like, hey, I think this is the next word. This is the next page. This is what you say next. So consider that as your bonus one. If there's only 4 books that you're reading, those are 4 I highly, highly, highly recommend starting with, and obviously add on to it. We would go to Barnes & Noble often. We still go to Barnes & Noble often and look through books and try to get the ones that look like they have a good story. And you can tell when you buy these books that have crap stories, your child doesn't resonate with them and they don't want to read it again. But the ones with good stories, they want to read over and over. And I know, books are expensive. You can get it obviously, Amazon, but it's a different environment, different experience when you walk into Barnes & Noble and your child can look through books, pick them up, go through the pages. If that doesn't work, obviously there's public libraries. Go to your public library, spend time there. There's many books. All these books are at the public library as well. And then you can check them out, bring them in. You can check out 10 at a time, at least with ours. So consider doing that. Spend some time with books. Spend as much time as you can. So if they can read, then they have the foundation to do other things. And even certain places like Mathnesium, which are dedicated to math, they don't take the younger kids because the younger kids can't read usually. So they say, you have to be 5, 6 to come. So if there's a problem, you can read because they're based out of groups. So there's one instructor to 3 students. So that's why they can't, focus on every student. They want students to be able to read and go to the next part if it's possible. So that's why they don't take usually 4 or 5-year-olds. So when you're teaching them the fundamentals of reading, they can then do other stuff as well. If you want to see more videos, please comment, subscribe, send this to someone that might benefit from it. It's very helpful when you do that. Thank you.